Also fabulous are the reason you're here. We're at Long McQuade in Orleans right now.
That's right.
To do a Fishman pickup, the
Fluence pickups, yes.
Fluence tone pickups. And I can attest, I do have a set of those in a Telecaster.
Yes.
And I've done gigs with an amplifier, a guitar, and a cable.
Right.
And managed to cover a lot of different styles.
Yes.
So anything you'd like to add about those?
Well, it was kind of one of these things where, as I was approached by, initially when I was approached about the pickups, it was my buddy Richie Fligler, and he's like, "Hey, I'm working with Larry Fishman on these pickups," and I was like, "Hey, obviously Richie I've known forever, and I always had respect for Larry Fishman, but I was like, electric guitar pickups, what?" And then when he described what they did, it was actually, I was like, well, this could be exactly what I've always wanted. And then we voiced the pickups. I was very excited about them, but then I still was on pins and needles when I actually got them. You know what I mean? After we had done all the, sussed them out and so on and so forth, you wanted to get them and make sure that they were, okay, I wasn't crazy. These do sound good. And they just sound unbelievable. I mean, I really, really love them. And so they'll actually be on this new Reverend guitar that I've got a signature Reverend guitar coming out in January, which would be a lot of fun because it'll be an affordable guitar. It's got some unique stuff about it that will make it, kind of a fun variance on a T-style, guitar. And it'll have these pickups on it, so people can buy a guitar with them already in it. Initially when these pickups came out, I mean, Fishman has a long and good relationship with Fender. All those Fender acoustic guitars that they're making a big push on, they all are featuring Fishman pickups, and so it's not like there isn't a relationship there. And Lord knows I had done stuff for Fender forever, and there's still a lot of people there that I know. And I went over there, and I remember in Nashville, New Hampshire, a couple of years ago, I brought my telly over there. I was like, "Will you just listen to these things?" And they heard them, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds great, but we have our own pickups." I'm like, "I know." And I pitched them. I was like, this could be very easy. We could do X, Y, and Z, and do some kind of a guitar with these in it. And there just didn't seem to be any. Well, let me put it this way. In a corporation like that, there may be people that want to do it, but they're all worried about their own jobs, and no one's going to make any kind of effort above and beyond the call of duty to make it happen. Although it seemed like a no-brainer. It doesn't really seem like it takes a lot of brain power to put that together and realize that it would be successful to the point where it would be worthwhile doing. But they didn't want to do it. So that's why I sussed out a few different things, and I was actually going to do a run of guitars with Wildwood guitars and just do like custom shop versions of some guitars and pop my pickups in them. But there was some lag that it was taking forever to kind of materialize. And then I had known the people from Reverend for quite some time because they've done so much business with Wildwood, and I've done a bunch of videos with Ken at Wildwood. And then I did those videos with Ken in Toledo at the Ken and Greg show. Yes. And while I was out there for that, we just started talking, and we're like, well, what would a guitar, look like if we did one? And we started kind of hashing out some stuff. And then Joe Naylor made up some drawings, and I said, perfect. And I got a prototype, and I loved it. And so we're just going to go ahead and get it out there.
That's great. Did the Fluence pickups have any influence on the Koch amplifier?
They did not. Anything sounds good through that amp. Of course, now that you say that, and I realized after the fact that like the only guitar I ever used through that amp, up until the point where I got one at home and played a bunch of different stuff there, were Fluence-filled guitars. So all of my beta testing and all that kind of stuff I did with a telly with my pickups on it. That being said, I've played other, passive or regular analog. Well, actually the Fluence are analog, but just regular wound pickups, I should say. Through the amp, and it sounds great. So it didn't have any specific bearing on it other than the fact that that's the guitar that I probably played through it most when we were kind of voicing it, if you will.